happened and walked out the door and went home just fine, all right? So I got to slow it down. Hallelujah. Glory to your name, Jesus. I said this a few years ago when I came. Somebody reminded me at the breakfast yesterday. They remembered me having on the fireman suit. I was like, oh my God. That was a while ago. But I thank God I said then and I'll say it now. Y'all invited a Pentecostal preacher. I don't know what to tell you. I'm loud. I holler. That's what I do, all right? But I love Jesus just like you do, amen? We may not all praise him the same, but as long as we praise him, it's going to be all right. Matthew, the 16th chapter, beginning at the 21st verse. The Bible reads as follows, if we can stand and honor God in the reading of his said word. If you were able to stand at your seat. Matthew 16 and 21. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Verse 25, as we conclude, For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. Look at your neighbor and say, Neighbor, watch out. Follow me. You may be seated in the presence of God. So let's look at the history of the text before we get to verse 21 and through 25. We know that the Pharisees and the Sadducees were asking Jesus for a sign as they open up the 16th chapter of Matthew. He tells them that it's easy to read the signs and the weather in the sky, for they had talked about the sky being red and a storm coming. But how many of you know that if you see a red sky, you don't have to be all deep or anything. You can probably presume that a storm is on its way. So Jesus is letting them know that I don't need you. I'm not going to give you any signs. The only sign that you have is that of the prophet Jonas. And he was letting them know that that sign that I was sharing with you at that time is that you must live the right way. The sign has already come for right living. So Jesus warned his disciples to be aware then of the leaven. This was his second discourse or conversation with them in the book of Matthew, the 16th chapter. So in this conversation, he's telling them to be careful of the leaven. And they say, oh, it must be because we didn't bring bread with us. And Jesus says, now come on now, I want you to think about this thing. I've already showed you how I can feed the 5,000 and the 7,000. I don't need but 2 loaves and I can have baskets, laying overfilling, right, and left over. So it's not because you didn't bring bread, because I can feed people without you giving me anything. I can feed people off of a morsel that is brought to me. So it's not about that. And he said, I need you to be a little bit more spiritual about this thing. He was explaining to them that the leaven that they were missing, or to not follow after the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, which was to not follow after their doctrines, their practices, their ways, the things that left God out. And so I'm going somewhere, I promise. So then in his third discourse, or let me say this, Naya, I think her name is. Isn't her name Naya? Naya, you preached yesterday. Amen. For those who didn't come, you shared the gospel of Jesus Christ yesterday. You did it right. You said it right. Baby girl had supported scripture and all for all the points that she made. But there was something that Naya said yesterday. She said that parents should teach the children the way of this world, but then also be sure to teach them the gospel of Jesus Christ. What she was saying is make sure parents, leaders, teachers, that you are teaching children how the world operates, but they need to have a foundation of God. That's why the Bible declares unto us to train up a child in the way they should go, so that when they are old, they don't depart from it. Not that there aren't some other ways that exist, not that there's some other teachings that can be taught, but if you want them to go the right way, you have to train them the way of Christ. And so that is what Jesus was saying to his disciples. There are some Pharisees and some Sadducees out there. There are some people who do not believe in the fullness of this gospel, the fullness of this word and our practices. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in their system. You need And he asked his disciples, who do men say that I am? And then they began to say to him, well, some say that you're prophet Elijah. Some say that you are the prophet, who did he say? Well, I don't know, all the prophets. And he says, he begins to talk to them about all these people that you are, right? John the Baptist, prophet Elijah, prophet Jeremiah, or one of the other prophets. But Simon Peter said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. He was blessed because he recognized that it was revealed by the Father. People aren't just teaching you that. You are over here having communication with Jesus Christ. You have revelation because you have a connection with God. The Father revealed to you who I really am. Yes, it's so quiet in here, but children, I promise I'm coming for you in just a minute. Jesus tells Peter that he was going to go ahead and give him the keys to the kingdom. Well, what are the keys? They are not natural keys, but the keys to the kingdom, they sit right here. It is the word of the God. He says, when I give you the keys to the kingdom, if anybody knows anything about kingdoms, if anybody knows anything about being in a kingdom, I just went to London a few weeks ago, and when I was there, we stood outside the palace. When you're outside of Buckingham Palace and you look at the great gates or whatever, you think this is a great kingdom. There is great things that can be attained, and there is royalty that is around it, and there are things that are guarded because you are around the majesty, right? Their royal majesty. But there's only some people who could get in the gates. You need to have a key. So I come to ask you today, who has the key? See, the access has been given to all of us. We can take hold of the key. The next thing that Jesus talks about in this scripture is being able to bind things on here in earth or loose them in earth, right? And so usually when we say that, we say, Lord, I ask that you would grant me, Lord God, the ability to bind these things on earth as they shall be bound in heaven, and loose, Lord God, what is here on earth so we can loose them in heaven. But how do you bind it and how do you loose it? You got to hold the key. You can't walk around saying you're going to bind stuff and you ain't got no keys. You can't go around places saying you're going to loose it and you don't have a key. The key gives you power. The key gives you access. The key allows it to be bound and the key allows it to be loose. Without the key, you're just talking. Without the key, you're just saying stuff. Without the key, it is fruitless.
Come on.
So he tells them, you now have keys to the kingdom. You have communication with the Father. You have the word on your side. Now you can bind things and you can loose things. If you look in the Matthew Henry commentary, we'll talk to you about the fact that it was Jewish custom back then with the scroll that when they closed it, they would bind it with rope to keep it closed. And it was time to read it again. They would loose it and make it open. The directions are either bound or the directions are open. Are you going to open your word daily or are you going to leave that thing shut and closed? Is it loose or is it bound? What are you doing every day? Are you binding it or loosing it? Because the things you need to have loosed in life come from you opening the word of God. I promise I'm on my way somewhere. I'm just trying to set a foundation, because you have to understand that a lot of times people will go into the text and they'll begin to read it and you just start talking about why he said to follow after me. But if you don't know what he said before he told them to follow after them, then it doesn't really have as much power. If you don't realize that he had several discourses with the disciples before he said follow after me, then it can sound like he said just come. But no, what this text is doing is letting us know that he said, look, I forewarned you, there's some folk out there who are not going to follow my way. I let you know that there's some power and I'm giving you access to it. I letting you know that I have the ability to make things happen because I have given you, glory to your name, examples in the past of when I fed the 5,000. So you already have an experience that should let you know that I am able, that I can do it. And so now when he's saying follow after me, there should not be an excuse. Why? He told you already. There's stuff that's going to come against you. He told you already. I've already proven myself. He told you already that I've given you the ability to walk with now to verse 21 where I started reading on this morning. Jesus commanded his disciples not to tell anybody. Glory to your name, Jesus, who he was. I'm just of the belief that he had that conversation because he was like, if they can't figure it out by now, after all that I've said and I've done, I don't need you running around telling people who Jesus is, because you ought to be able to recognize that when I'm in the presence and miracles are happening, that I am the Messiah.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Don't go and tell anybody who I am. But he said he's about to take a journey. Oh, my glory to your name, Jesus. Let them know that I must go through Jerusalem, and I would have need to suffer many things of the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes. I'm going to suffer from the leaders. I'm going to suffer by way of the teachers. I'm going to suffer by way of people who have been put in authority. That's what kind of gets me sometimes, right? And I can say this even to the children. Why is it that my teacher seems to be so hard on me? Why is she being so difficult? Sometimes you got to suffer under the hand of authority. Sometimes you have to go through some things. He said, I need to go to Jerusalem. There's some things I need to suffer through. Everybody wants to get away with not suffering. Nobody wants to deal with anything difficult.
All right, come on.
We want to feel like we're entitled to stuff, and we want life to be easy, and we want it to be given to us. I'm going to tell you just like I know it. You may not like it, but the parenthood of today has changed. People are babying their children.
Come on.
The way they think it ought to be done. Giving them what they want, but the way I grew up.
Come
there
on.
was some suffering that I had to go through. My mama said you need to be able to endure. Because later on, after the enduring of this, you'll be stronger down the road. I don't care what you say. All this babying of children is making them weak.
Yes. Come on, say that. Yeah.
Blows my mind every day. Sometimes I sit in my office and scratch my head and I say, Jesus, I don't know where we're headed. Because they don't suffer nothing. Now don't get me wrong, there's a lot of difficulties in the world today. But the stuff that people are training them to do. Now the world gonna throw stuff on you. You're gonna have suffering just because the world is not equitable. The world is not gonna just give you stuff.
Come on.
But how you training your children to endure it is the question. Because as you baby them, the world ain't changing how hard it's making life for them.
Come on.
As you give them whatever they want, the world ain't changing the way they do stuff. They still stepping on them. They still chewing them out and spitting them out. They still gonna treat them unfairly. They still gonna look at the color of their skin. They're still gonna look at their gender and treat them like they're nothing. And if you don't train them to endure some things,
Come on.
I look at children and I'm like, you whining over a homework assignment. You're whining over being told to sit in your seat or to get to class on time. My God, what are you going to do when you leave here? I work at a great school, but it has baffled me. I'm just going to say it because I'm a truth teller. That's what I do. We came to the time of AP and IB exams. Blew my absolute mind. I promise I sit down and scratch my head so many times. And people were like, my child should have a month off of school to study for their test. A month off of school? See, you laugh. But that was the whole battle of the month of April, May, for me, as an administrator, of why we feel like our kids don't need to be in school because they don't need to be in a group together to study. I said, well, what university are you going to? Because what I remember, maybe University of Florida did it different. Maybe what my friend at NYU told me was different. Maybe when my sister went to FAM and told me about her experience, it was different. Because I thought at exam time there was a lot of people in the library. I thought that at exam time that you had to be surrounded with a lot of folk in the time for study. Like, you're talking about there's going to be some people talking around you. I don't know how they're going to make it through college. They gotta be home by themselves to study every day for an exam that's coming for a year of things that they supposedly had been learning already. Blows my mind. Why won't you just excuse it? I don't know, because Jesus won't excuse everything.
Come on.
There's some things he said you must go through. Some stuff you don't like, but you still have to endure.
Say that.
It's all right.
Say that.
Glory to your name. So he says, I'm going to be killed, but then raised again. And then Peter says to him, he rebukes Christ, and he says, no. Now, Peter, I think, is of the mindset that this isn't going to happen because you're all powerful. You're the Messiah. You're the Son of God. So you ain't going to have to go through that. You're not going to have to die. And then Jesus Christ responds to Peter, and he says that you are an offense to me. Why are you considered an offense? Because God's plan is always better than ours.
Yes, it is.
And some of us want to escape the difficulties of life. But when we escape the difficulties, we're escaping his plan for us. Because when you think on things, when you really sit down and you meditate on the goodness of Jesus, you consider your life, you will think about some of the hardest experiences of your life taught you the most valuable things you will ever know. They're the things that pushed you into prayer.
Yeah.
And probably ignited your prayer life.
Yes,
Your
yes.
faith experience.
Yes.
Your praise.
Yes.
So they were trying at the moment, but when he brought you through, when you got on the other side of through,
Yes, God.
you
Thank
found that
you.
those difficulties, they made you stronger. So if we escape them, how do we grow strong? All right, children, I'm coming for you. I hate to come to you and stuff, and it seems like we talking over you, so I promise I'm coming. Glory to your name, Jesus. So he says, Jesus then instructs some things, or gives instructions for us. He tells us to deny ourselves and to follow him. Because our attempt to say what we want causes us to lose. But when we are willing to let go of everything for Christ, we win. Amen.
Amen.
We good? All right. Praise the Lord. So I just want to do a couple of examples to leave in the minds of our children today, so they understand. You know, when I was in New York a month or two or so ago. Can you put it right down here in front of them? Hold it in this fine. A month or two or so ago, I was in New York, and we went to the museum. Now, I grew up in Connecticut, and I've been to where the Twin Towers were after the bombings, but I had never gone to the museum before. So we went to the museum. If you've never been, it's a very heartbreaking museum. You have to make yourself ready, because they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures and videos, things taken from that day. But when you look at it, you can't help but to think, or to hear even, them saying, watch out, because things are falling from the sky. Electrical wires are loose. Fires are burning. And all of them are signs of danger. And so people are telling others to watch out, to look out, and then in some cases, they're trying to help them escape, so they tell them to follow them. When you're in a dangerous atmosphere and things around you have the potential of taking out your life, if somebody comes in to rescue you, you typically don't stay in the places of death. If they tell you, follow me, follow me, follow me, you can get away from the fire, the explosion, the metal falling from the sky, the beams that are literally, when you see the beams bent in half of steel, you know it was hot, right? You watch videos, you see people literally jumping out of the top. I mean, you can't come out of there without crying. And you look at it and you're like, but there are some people who are going into that dangerous place to help them to escape. Glory to your name, Jesus. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even the little girl with the red on. Y'all come up here for a second. Above your head. I'm gonna need 4, okay? When you see signs like that, what do y'all do?
Obey.
When it says caution, when you go somewhere, do you go sticking your hand in it? Unfortunately, I didn't have a Sharpie. So every marker I tried to use it would just come off. But if I were to preach the gospel like I believe Jesus would want to preach, this would say, caution, your thinking is about to lead you to a dead place. This would say, hey, no parking right there. Right there where you're parking, what you're doing right now, the lies that you're telling over and over and over again, don't park right there, is leading you to a dead place. This thing says, she hold up this sign and it says, danger, do not enter. I told you, don't go over there. Don't go into that place. You're going into the club. Not that I'm not trying to preach to y'all about your secular music and stuff, but the atmosphere is dangerous. Do not enter. You prayed all week long, and now in one night, you about to undo everything that you worked for because you put yourself in a negative atmosphere. Your mind is changing because of the atmosphere that you are in. Glory to your name. And it said caution, caution. My Sharpie would say caution your friends. Who you sitting with and who are you talking to? Caution, be careful. Be careful who you hanging out with. Be careful what they're whispering into your ear. Be careful about what they're saying to you.
Uh-huh.
Now how come if you go somewhere and it say no parking, you won't park there because you think you're going to get a ticket? It say caution, you don't stick your hand in there, especially it's on a wire fence because you think you might get electrocuted. Am I right?
Right.
As adults, that's what we do. Danger, don't go in there. You're like, is that heat? That thing gonna catch fire? I'm not going in there. So in the natural, even in the natural world, we obey signs. Signs that tell us it is dangerous. Don't go there. Yet God is giving us signs every day. Don't go there. Caution who you hang out with. Caution who you're talking to. Be careful about the places that you stay in. Think about where your mind is going. It is dangerous for you to be there. But somehow in the spiritual realm, we say, throw them on the floor, y'all. Throw them on the floor. Forget the sign. Who cares? I'm going to do what I want to do.
Hey!
Go have a seat. Thank you. Give the babies a hand. We live in the spirit realm. It's all right. It won't really touch me. Oh, Jesus said that he forgives me every day. So I'm going to do it today. And he's obligated to forgive me. This is true. But what people do forget, I'm trying to help the young people. You can do what you want to do. And he will forgive you. But there is still yet a consequence for the action that you take. A forgiving God is still also a just God. And he is the one who will still say there is recompense, right? There is a response to the things that you do that oppose his word. And so a lot of times we're just like, oh, well, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do better tomorrow. All right. So maybe the kids, maybe some of y'all got some old school parents, so I'll try to talk to you this way. Have you ever, when your mom told you to take out trash, make up your bed, clean your room, do the dishes, said, I ain't gonna do it right now because there's some other things I want to do. I want to play my video games and I want to talk on the phone and I want to go outside and hang out with my friends. And so you ignore your parents and do what you want to do anyway. You got to do what you wanted, right? But you still had the answer, didn't you? That's right. So sometimes we do what we want, but we still get the beating. We do what we want, but we still get the punishment. So enjoy it while you can, because there's something still coming for you. That's what we have to think about when we're dealing with Jesus Christ. Yes, you may be doing what you want, and yes, he may forgive you, but there still is a consequence for your unrighteous living. There still is a consequence for not doing right. And God forbid, tomorrow be your last day on earth. That consequence might be hell. But I'm just trying to let you know, no day is promised to you. So if you don't get a chance to make your bed up tomorrow, if you don't get a chance to wash the dishes tomorrow, you may not be
on, say that.
There's a lot of people who wish they treated their mom and daddy right and never got a chance because they was gone tomorrow. You thought you was going to apologize. You thought you was going to get it right, but they weren't there the next day.
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
I have a mentee. Her mom, they like this a lot. She calls me a lot. And she was saying her mom was going through a lot or whatever. And I said, look, baby girl, at the end of the day, I know you and your mom have your issues. But at the end of the day, she is the only mother you're going to ever have. I said, I'm going to give you biblical principle. Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long. And there is not a scripture that comes behind it and says they're going to always be fair, they're going to always treat you right, they're going to be who you want them to be. It don't say that, but it says to honor them. And why? Because God has put them in authority and rule over you. So you have to give honor where honor is due. Whether you like how they're doing it or if you don't like it, you still honor them. I said, you don't want to be crying in a week or a month if something happens to your mom saying, I wish I would apologize. I wish I would have did whatever. She called me. She said, I took my mom out to dinner. I bought her this and I did such and such. I know we don't always get along, but you know what? You're right. That's my mama. It's the only one I got. And I told her, had it ever occurred to you, I'm going to speak to the children. Had it ever occurred to you that your parents may not have gotten the same things that you say you want? So they can't be the best parents to you because they were not trained to be the best parents either. So they're giving you the best of what they have. And so you have to honor them giving the best of what they have. They may not know how to be what you want them to be, but love them anyway. Because God said, I have drawn thee with loving kindness. And some of you are called to draw your mother and your father with your kindness, with your love. You are drawing your mother and your father to Christ. My daddy's salvation came by way of me in the backyard on 3924 Northwest 38th Place. All that living that he had done, his salvation came from his baby girl walking him around the backyard, leading him to Jesus Christ. Amen. So some of you may be making a change in your parents' life by you showing love and kindness. So then we have, I'm trying to help the babies today, because I know y'all got all this already. I know you got those perfect lives, you living righteously every day. Glory. All right, come on, babies. I believe in all the children. Come on, y'all come with me. Come with me. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, the whole front row can probably help me out. I'm gonna give y'all something, all right? Destiny, come on, hold this. Tell your mom it's not because it's getting ready. Don't have nothing to do with her. All right, you hold this for me, and you hold this for me. Thank you. Y'all are doing such a fabulous job. Hold that for me, please. Yes, wonderful. You hold this for me, okay? Oh yes. Yep. Let's go. All right. Let's see. You hold this one for me. Oh, okay. So one more. You hold this one for me. All right. So this is what I want you to do. Y'all follow me, right, in a line. Just follow me. Just follow me. All right, just follow me. Follow me with your bags. Follow me. Everywhere we go, just follow me. No matter. Just follow me. Don't ask no questions. Just follow me. All right. Okay. Just following me. Yeah. Yep. This is what Jesus wants y'all to do. The adults, the children. He wants you to just follow. He don't want you to ask no questions. Just follow him. Just follow him. Just follow him. No matter where he goes, just follow him. And you know what? The more you follow him, the more he's going to begin to take care of things for you. So he just wants you to follow him. Follow him. Follow him. Look, this is what I want y'all to do. I should put a policy. All right, follow me. Follow me. Yeah, follow me. Oh, glory. They follow me. They follow me. They got their bags. That's life. That's what life brings to them. They follow me. Look at the hot mess. Look at them. They can't hardly walk. They just follow me. Because what they got is heavy. What they got is weighing them down. What they got is slowing them down. What they got is in the weight of them. What they got is an obstacle for them. But they're following me, right? And the more they follow me, they begin to turn around and say, the other way. Yeah. So they follow me, right? And when she hangs on the cross, read what it say?
Isolated anxiety.
All right, isolated anxiety. She following me, but she hanging on the cross. What?
Resentment.
All right, what you got in your bag? What was weighing you down?
Fear, brokenhearted. Seduced. Thoughts. Suicidal thoughts.
All right, hanging on the cross. All right, y'all can sit down when you're hanging on the cross. All right, what you got in your bag? Say it loud. Bitterness. All right, you bitter. Look, you put it up here. All right, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. What you got in yours? Do you know? Abandonment. Oh, they done left you by yourself. Oh, my goodness. What you gonna do? All right. Okay, what you got in your bag? Loneliness and depression. Oh, put it over here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, hang it up there. Here, put it on. That's bigger. Yes. All right. Wonderful. All right. What you got in your bag? Anger and sadness. That's half the school all over the county and the world. So, everybody angry. When they went back to their seat, did anybody walk broken?
No.
If you follow it, no matter what you're carrying, you can give it to him. He'll take it up on the cross. When you walk away, you're not heavy anymore. You walk away, you don't have to carry that bag of weight anymore. Oh yeah, some of us walking around with weights that were so easily beset us, so easily cause us to say, I ain't sure, I don't know. I was gonna make it a Bible study, but I got this going on. I mean, so-and-so came to the house, you should have seen how she was talking to me. Pastor, I don't think I could do it. I'm so tired. Did you see my grades this quarter? Oh my gosh, my daddy ain't called me all month. He didn't come to my party. I'm just, I don't even know. I don't even want to go and say, Mama, I don't want to be in the choir. I don't want to do it anymore. This girl wrote something negative about me on social media. It's about to take me out. I don't feel good. My mother don't treat me right. She make all my sisters be, they all free to do what they want, but I'm the one getting all the chores. I got to babysit and change my sister. I didn't have these kids. Oh, she make me study all night long. It's just too much. I can't never go nowhere. My friends get to go out every weekend. They got to go to the movies. My daddy's so mean. My grandmama, she just treat me all unfair. They don't never give me no money. I gotta wear these broke down shoes and nothing else. And so now I'm just like, well, I need to go to church. Y'all don't understand me. Why I gotta go to church? It's so boring over there. Why I gotta go to church? I don't like it. We be in here all day long. It's so boring. They don't sing no kind of songs we like. It's just boring. And so our children, it's how they come to school every day. And you say, tell me good morning. Yeah. And you're like, well, good Lord, can the people in there speak that? No, because they're broken, and they're torn down, and they're weighted down, and they can't handle nothing, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And some of them have been abandoned, some of them have been isolated, some of them have been molested, some of them have been mistreated. Some are like, this life ain't worth nothing. I don't want to live anymore. All these kids treat me bad. I can't take it. I don't even want to go in the doors of the school. That's why they late every day. And nobody is teaching them how to bring it to the cross.
Yeah.
If you just follow after me. If you just follow after me every day.
Yeah.
Follow after me waiting. Follow after me broken. Follow after me disturbed. You can come to the cross angry. I can't stand these people. You can come and you can tell Jesus that. But if you give it to him, he'll take it.
Yeah.
And if you're a good church, you'll never come in broken, disgusted, angry, mad. For real.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't welcome in broken people, but the church is supposed to be a hospital.
Yeah.
And the children should feel like I can bring my anger and my sadness. Instead of them bringing it, this is what they do. They're isolated. I got anxiety. I ain't never gonna pass, I ain't gonna never graduate. Look at all these FSAs and EOCs and all these tests. Oh, come on, that's what the world is giving them.
Yeah.
They don't follow the ways of the world. The world giving them all these tests. I don't know why, because ain't nobody in the world had to take all them tests. I didn't have to take all them. I see that done pretty good. And so I'm for real. They make these tests to make money, just, okay? So you have to continue to speak to your children and speak life into them and teach them the way and how to follow after Christ. And so otherwise they're coming to school, they're lonely and they're depressed. They're coming to school every day and they're walking into your house and you wonder why they're being disrespectful. Because they're brokenhearted and they're fearful. And you haven't taken time to sit and talk to them because you're on social media too. And you spend all your time trying to get likes on your baby dying at the kitchen table and in their bedroom. And so here we go. They're resenting that this person ain't there and that person ain't there. And nobody seems to help them and they're failing their classes. And nobody's offering tutoring. Nobody's offering help. Nobody's teaching them how to pray, just telling them to pray. Nobody's teaching them how to worship, just telling them to worship. Nobody's teaching them how to praise, just telling them to do it. How do I do something that nobody's taught me how to do?
Yeah.
How do I do it if I watch you in church and you ain't doing it? How you gonna tell me to praise and I never see your mouth?
Yes.
Tell me to pray and I
Hey.
never see you praying. Doesn't mean you ain't doing it. You might be praying in your bedroom in the midnight hour, but you ain't showing me how to do it.
Come on, come on, come on.
Walking around and just head tossed to the ground. I can't go nowhere. I can't do that. And you're like, why are the children this way today? Well, who's teaching them? Amen. How to bring it to the cross?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's teaching them?
Amen.
And saying, this was me.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Amen.
I dare you to say it wasn't.
Amen. My Lord.
Dare you to say you came into this world perfect.
My Lord.
Dare you to say that you never sinned.
Amen.
Dare you to say that you ain't never wept, you never cried, you never had to give up anything for Christ to be on his side.
Amen.
The question is, when you're telling them the right way, how are you showing them how to do it?
Yes.
It's one thing to tell somebody to do something, it's something else to show them.
Yeah.
Back to the dishes. Just wash the dishes. Sometimes I have water on the sink. My mom said, that ain't how you do it. This is the right way to wash dishes. This is the right way. It baffles me to this day. Now she don't taught me how, but I still can't sweep a floor like my mama. I can sweep a whole kitchen floor. She come behind me. I'm like, I thought I did good. It's still dirt all on the floor.
Yeah.
You have to show them the way. You got to take time out with babies.
Amen.
You got to say, no, as for me and my house, we're praying tonight, and this is how we pray. This is how we serve. This is how we lift him up. I know you can't go there today, but the same way I'm telling you not to go, I'm not going to ... Because you can't say it's good for you, but not for me. You can't say, not in this generation, just do it because I told you to. Because society has been teaching them other things. This ain't they not. You can try all the old school methods all you want. Now, some of them, that foundation is good, but you're going to have to get with the program and recognize what's going on. Because this new age is stealing away babies.
Yes. All of it. Yes. All of it.
Now, let me tell you who's speaking to them. If you won't.
All right, all right.
All day long, they are plugged in.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, right?
Yeah, they are.
Amen. Amen.
And if it ain't to you, it's to the rapper.
Yeah.
It's to whoever's on social media.
Yeah.
All day long.
Right.
I have never in my life seen so many suicidal threats and attempts and children being drafted. Never in my life have I seen so many sexual indiscretions and issues.
Yes.
Never in my life have I seen the rate of disciplinary issues and disrespect towards authority. Never in my life. When she introduced it, I was in this district, I worked with kids before I came in this district. 20 years. Never in my life, I'm like, child, we have the longest list yet. From the time I went to East Side to now, I have kept record of every kid that has come to our school counselor saying that they wanted to kill themselves. And this year, by far, we have outdone, and probably to 2 years ago, probably almost have a third more kids than we did 2 years ago. May more of them be reporting? Yes. May they be more comfortable? Yes. Or there may be more people who have those thoughts. So even if it's not your kid, it's not the person who goes to church with you, how is your kid speaking to that kid?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What impression are they making on that kid?
Yeah.
Are they able to tell them, you don't have to live with that?
Amen. Wow.
Visit church with me. I put mine on the cross. I had it too. If you don't go see the counselor, I know a man. You might be too ashamed. I was too. But I gave it to this man. My life's never been the same. I gave it. It's never been the same. I gave it. It's never been the same. I gave it. It's never been the same. But what do? I follow after Christ.
Amen.
Every day. I don't follow after what you're listening to. It's your ear gate that impacts your thoughts. We go down campus after time. People don't even hear us calling your name because they're plugged in. Plugged in. I asked them in our school, we're going to see if it happened. I asked our administrative staff and our deans, are y'all willing to fight the fight? Because I don't think we should have any cell phones in the course of the school day. And I can give you research on not one reason, and not two, and not three, but multiple reasons why it is bad. Distractibility towards their education. The impact and the chemical change in their brain, and the way it impacts their thinking and their emotional state. The attitude that changes in the moment you walk across the threshold in the classroom.
Yeah.
Come on. What they're being taught, because you don't know what they're listening to. You can't lock that off the phone. They listening to whatever they want to. And that stuff is impacting them. It's impacting you all. What you listen to, who you hang around, is impacting you. And you know it more than the adults do. Because you know the stuff your friends say, and you know the stuff they do. You hear it in your circles. You hear it in the cafeteria. You see it by who's going to the dean's office. You're not talking to them. Y'all don't know, I promise you. I learned so much about working in a school, I'm like, what? So if you're not there, you don't know unless you're having a conversation with them. And they're not going to tell you when you have a conversation with them if your conversation with them is not regular. Because one thing about kids that I have to give y'all the high five for, you can discover fake every day of the week. Fake and phony. Am I right? Y'all ain't talking no fake people. They ain't real. You're like, having a conversation with them. So they just tell you what they think you want to hear. I know that the hour is far spent.
Amen.
Teaching them.
So I want you to know that the weights, I didn't plan on being there alone, it's necessary of them. Jesus died for us and he took our infirmities, our iniquity, our sin with him. So we don't have to carry those weights.
Amen.
All of us have something that can set us back. Yeah, we have to decide what we're willing to give up.
Amen.
And some people just not willing to give it up. T.D. Jakes has said this, and I've quoted him on many occasions because it was a profound statement when I first heard it. He was speaking specifically about women, although I know that other people probably do it as well, male gender. But he said that women were designed to be nurturers. They learn how to care for their young, and they help to lift others up, and they hold on to things. They just care for it with a great deal of strength. And thereby, when they go through things, they have a tendency to nurture whatever that weight is in their life and that heaviness. And then bless me, because I was like, wow, so we sometimes as women can't get rid of stuff because we so busy babying our problem. We have to have an intentional mind about letting go of things. If I had had more time, I would have said, I would have gotten 7 people to follow me, and I would have given them each one of them a name of the day of the week. And I would have said that each of them represents each day, because every day you were to follow Christ. And I would have had Wednesday and Friday to veer away from our line. Why? Because when hump day comes, when it's the middle of the week and when we're tired and we're worn down, we tend to give up and let go. When Friday comes and it's our time, we tend to let go. We get drawn away to the things of this world. We get drawn away on the lust of our own flesh, to the stuff that we want to do. Basically, we get sidetracked, right? So people ask us to go to the movies on Bible study day. We say yes. People ask us to go to the club during the church revival. We say yes. We do other stuff because we're worn down, because that stuff seems fun. It seems fun, and it is the lust of our flesh. Our flesh is a mess. Children, our flesh is representative. It's the example of us doing the things that we think are fun in our natural body. But the word declares to us that everything that is fun is not expedient, it's not what's best for us, it's not what's great. Just because it's lawful, just because you won't go to jail and you won't, hurt anybody else by doing it, it's not what's best for you. And so a lot of times, people get upset. I'm taking a test to you all, right? And in school, a lot of kids get upset with me because I'm hard on them. Because I have to do what's expedient for you. I don't do what's just fun for you. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to look out for your future.
Yeah.
And so I'm hard on kids because I'm gonna push you. And I'm gonna press you. And I'm going to talk to you about what's right, even if you don't like it. And so she has been witness to it. She's seen it. She's seen it from other kids. She's probably seen it for herself. She's like, why'd you say that? But it is what it is. I don't do it to be disliked, but I sure don't lose no sleep over not being liked.
Come on.
I've been doing this too long, so I know what comes in 5 and 10 years. I can wait 5 and 10 years for the thank you. Oh, it comes. I don't need it today. So, all right. And then lastly, I would have said this. I had some masks. I was telling the man of God as he was helping me to come in. I had some masks, and I had sold my house, and so I thought where I was, they were with me, but evidently I put them in storage. And so this morning I was like, really? I was like, I can't drive all the way to storage. But I wanted to put on these multiple masks, which come in different colors. They're different solid colors. And take one off at a time to say how we often put masks on in front of people. And we often show ourselves to be somebody at church, somebody else at school, somebody else at work, somebody different in our club or our sports. We're different on social media, and we could keep putting on these masks. And when we're doing it, we're not really true to ourselves and our true identity. And so I'll just read what I wrote. We should not walk around acting as if we are one person today and another the next. Many people are wearing masks that get in the way of them accepting Christ. It is hard living up to various expectations. God only has one expectation for you: to love him. That allows you to accept him. That allows you to build relationship with him. That love, it allows you to obey him and to be the one that he has made you to be. It has to be tiring trying to be multiple versions of you. One person at home, another at school, another in church, another on a club, sports, or other team. Somebody else when you're with the whole family, someone else online, and then the person who you have to face in the mirror. In a 1997 movie entitled Face Off, John Travolta plays an FBI agent who has been tracking a terrorist who is played by Nicolas Cage. Travolta has learned all the ways and mannerisms of Cage and decides to have plastic surgery to become him in an effort to stop him. However, the plan becomes problematic because Nicolas Cage does the same thing. He has surgery to become the face of John Travolta. They each look like someone different on the outside. There becomes a face-off, which is like a duel or a fight, but it also represents a time where they must reveal their true identity. Today, we welcome you, young people, to reveal yourself to Christ and to be willing to face him and follow him daily. It is time to take off masks and things that we hide under. It's time to let go of bags and weights that we carry and face Jesus Christ, who is the answer to all of our problems, to all of our heaviness. And if you reveal yourself to him and let him know you love him, your life will forever be changed. That I promise you. Amen. Amen. The Lord is good. Amen. Watch out. Follow me. Watch out. Watch out for that person who you've been around who has been cussing and who has been arguing with the teacher. Watch out for that person who has been disrespectful to their parents. Watch out. When you go into college and you got those people who are clubbing all night long, watch out for those who are trying drugs and who are smoking and drinking. Watch out for those who are talking about other people, because if they're talking about them, they're talking about you. Watch out. Watch out for how others treat people. When they're treating them nasty and they're wanting to, watch this, I'm going to trip her and do that. When they're treating them bad, it's not like Christ. Watch out. And follow Jesus. Watch out, because those are traps. They are traps and they are weights. Watch out for how you wake up out your bed in the morning and you have attitude and you get ready to carry it with you on the day. You need to stop that thing first thing in the morning. Watch out. And say, oh, I woke up feeling kind of funny. I woke up with an attitude. I feel like, today. So before you walk out the door feeling, say, Jesus, help me. I'm putting it on the cross. This is my way. I'm putting it on the cross. Watch out. Watch out. For all the people around you who want to walk around half naked, watch out. Because they're drawing things to them that are not like God. Watch out. I'm serious. I'm not playing. I'm not trying to point nobody out or anything. I'm just saying, watch out. Because that is a trick of the enemy. We're saying I can do what I want. I can wear what I want. Boys, watch out. For your pants hanging down and your drawers hanging out. Watch out. It is a trick of the enemy. Watch out. When you go to people's house and they treat their mama any kind of way, and they talk to them however they want to, and they're disrespectful, or they say, oh, we can sneak out and do this. Watch out for that stuff, because there's a trap, there's a consequence for that action. It might feel good today, but the consequence is still coming. Watch out. And follow me, says Jesus Christ. Follow me, because I can take the weight for you. Follow me. I can take the burden from you. Follow me, because I can make life easier for you. Follow me. If all our kids could get to follow me, if I could say to you to follow him while you are yet young, follow him, because Jesus Christ is the answer and he is the way. Follow him. Because so many of you are following each other when you don't even know what to tell each other. Follow him. Yeah. He is wise. He is mighty. He has a great counsel. Some people in here are saying we've been in church a long time, but this right here I have to do. Follow him.
Yes, yes, yes,
Follow
yes,
him.
yes.
Follow him. Follow him. See, my tears come from the fact that I see so many who are in church and they are somebody. That's why I wanted to talk about Mass Day. Somebody else at school. Follow him. I see preachers' kids at school. I see evangelist kids at school, and I'm like, follow him. Be the example. Follow him.
Yeah.
Because somebody is carrying a weight and they don't know how to let it go. And you do, but you're trying to fit into the crowd. And I'm saying, follow him. He will make your way easy. He'll make your burden light. I'm so saddened of the condition of this world. And the people who have to come to change it is our Joshua generation. So you have to have the face of Christ. How do you have the face of Christ? You have to follow after him every day. Come on, we're standing in the house of God. Glory to your name, Jesus. Hallelujah. Bless your name, Jesus. Hallelujah. Glory to your name, God.
Yes, God.
All children, just lift your hands where you are. Come on, all the young people, lift your hands where you are. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Both your hands is a sign of surrender. It's what we talk about, right? The teaching. Sometimes we're ashamed. Why? All right, everybody lift your hands. How about that? Maybe the kids and the other people lift their hands too. It's our sign of surrender. It's us telling God that we let go. We're going to let him have his way in our life. Come on, close your eyes and just focus on Jesus. Mighty God, we come before you today and we thank you. We thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. If our kids don't know anything else to say, Lord, help them to just say thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for everything, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Lord God. No matter how bad it might feel, no matter what we might be going through, Lord God, just help me to say thank you. God, some of them are under unsurmountable weights, things that are heavy. Some of them feel the very emotions we put on the cross today. Some feel like they're by themselves. Some are angry. Some of them, Lord God, hallelujah, Jesus, feel betrayed by others. Some of them have been mistreated and even abused, God. But in the midst of it, help them to say thank you. And to say, Jesus, I need you. I need you, Lord. After they say thank you, God, help them to say, I need you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, 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 I need you, Lord. I need you, Lord. I need you, Lord. I need you. I need you, Jesus. I need you. 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 I need you, Lord. I need you. I need you, God. I don't know where my answer is. I don't know where my help is. I need you. I need you. I'm hurting on the inside and I need you. I'm struggling and I need you. I need you. I'm tired, God. I need you. I need you.
Yes, God.
I you, Lord. I need you, Lord. I need you. I need you. I don't even know what to say except I need you. I don't
Yes,
know what
God.
to do.
Yes, God.
but I
Yes,
need
God.
you.
Yes,
I
God.
know
Yes,
that I
God.
need
Yes,
you. I know
God.
that I need you. I don't know the next step to take, but I need you. My thoughts are all over the place. I need you.
Yes.
I need you, Lord God. I need you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So I lifted my hands to say I surrender. And finally, God, you can have your way in my life. I welcome you, Lord, in my heart. You can have your way in my life today. Have your way, Lord.
Yes, God.
In Jesus' name. Amen. Hallelujah. Glory to your name, Jesus. Hallelujah. Come on, let's praise the Lord. Hallelujah. There's babies up here crying real tears. Hallelujah. Not because of who I am. Hallelujah. But because they told the Lord they needed him. Hallelujah. I believe that he is yet touching our children.
Yes,
I need you, Lord. Hallelujah. I just want to say to you all, that is how you follow him every day. All you got to do is get up and say, God, I thank you. Lord, I need you.
Yes.
If you just say that over and over again, the rest will be taken care of.
Yes,
All you got to
yes.
do is tell him, thank you, and I need you. Thank you, I need you. Thank you, I need you. When you don't deny Christ, he gonna come in. Hallelujah, Jesus. I encourage you to follow him. Hallelujah. Raise your hand if you're saved. Hallelujah. Glory to your name. All right. I offer you the opportunity today. If you do not have salvation,